When was the first time that you learned about gay sex?
Maybe I was in grade 5 or maybe grade 6, and it's after school, parents aren't home, and I let my curiosity lead my Google searches. So maybe I start searching gay guys kissing, and that leads to videos, and then I'm like, oh, okay, guys can do that, and they can really go at it. When was the first time you started learning about lesbian sex?
I was in middle school and I saw this girl and I was just like, man, I would totally go gay for her. And then from then on, that piqued my interest in women. When I got my first girlfriend, I just kind of mimicked what was going on from what I saw on TV. I just thought there was penetration that was needed in lesbian sex, and I just finger banged her. Knowing what I know now, that's not the right way to do it. There's a lot more stimulation that has to happen in lesbian sex.
I remember when I had my first encounter with a guy and we were getting intimate and I wanted to give him oral sex. I remember getting there and staring at his genitals, and I was like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but it's so scary because I've never done it before. So I'm actually really interested to know, do lesbians often scissor during sex? I hear that term all the time.
It's basically two women going like this. That's not necessarily how women have an orgasm. Fingering is one. Rubbing of the clit is another. Eating out particularly, which is one of my favorite things to do. So I eat pussy. Gay men eat ass.
So imagine you've got the kissy face emoji and you've got the peach emoji, and they just get really friendly with each other. So essentially, rimming is the stimulation of the anus using your lips, using your tongue, and sometimes using your teeth if you do it properly.
I'm sure there's a lot of prepping that has to go into it. And I know that there's this douching term.
So it kind of looks like a balloon with a stick on it.
So it's like one of those nasal, it looks kind of like one of those nasal things. You know when you clean up your nose, is that?
If I have allergies, maybe I might use that. No, definitely not. I would never use that twice. But so the stick is actually gonna go into your anus, and the balloon side of it is filled with solution and water. And so you're going to essentially squirt that up your anus, and you repeat that a few times until the water runs clear and you are clean on the inside. What do lesbian women and bisexual women need to know about having safe sex?
So I think the number one thing that you should be doing is you have to wash your hands. You don't know where you're touching. You're gonna be intimate with someone, you better wash your hands. Another important thing with lesbian sex is that you have to cut your nails.
What about actual protection?
So a lot of people think that lesbians cannot get any STIs, but that's not true. They should go to the doctors and get their blood work done because you are exchanging bodily fluids with each other. How do gay men practice safe sex?
Well, first of all, put a rubber on it. I would highly recommend chatting with your doctor and just keeping them in the know. That way they can understand how often you're having sex, your risk factor. The second person to keep in mind would be your sexual partner, asking them very direct questions such as, when was the last time you were tested? Do you know your HIV status? Don't ask them things like, are you clean? Are you good? These are very eluding questions that could be misinterpreted by your partner.
Now that we have talked about sex, what would you tell your younger self from everything you know now?
I think the first thing I would tell myself is that you don't have to have everything figured out when you first start having sex. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not have a perfect sexual encounter. You have time to grow and to become better in the bedroom.
So I think if I saw my younger self, I would tell them that you really like women, by the way. You should embrace that, embrace who you are. In terms of sex, I would probably tell my younger self that it's okay. You can go down on that girl. Eat her out. Make her feel good.